welcome back for Tiny Toy Talks, episode 47.
Hello, hello, once more.
We continue the journey with Camaron on the chaos side of things for the Scourge of Ghyran.
A lot of interesting stuff. I'll say, Chaos is the factions that, I don't know the most about for a good portion of them. I love seeing them, but I love watching and seeing what they do.
Well, Cameron, not everyone can be perfect, but it's fine. It's okay. Um, Before we do that, what have you been up to? You got a big win this last weekend, playing a pretty spicy list.
Yes, I've been playing a lot of Cruel Boys recently, and I'm loving all the stuff that they can do, all of the fun shenanigans that go around. I'm on the Cruel Boy train right now, and I'm loving it.
I was also at that tournament. We had a House of Hobbies RTT, and I finished fourth with the same number of points as Rick, but he beat me by two battle tactics. So
Got you with the tactics.
got me with the
Rick's list was
tactics.
pretty spicy. Like that, I didn't expect. I didn't know what going into that how it would work, but you can't stop playing Night Haunt. You
Night
can't stop him from getting tactics.
Night Haunt is extremely good. This GHB, they are extremely good. I think they are definitely top three. Um,
I think so. That
they
just
just break too many of the rules that the GHB is giving out, and they're so mobile.
it's the mobility, and it's so easy for them to get so many of the tactics,
Yes, agreed. Agreed.
and that a lot of the tactics you just can't deny no matter what you do.
Hey, I was happy with fourth bringing 12 Harbingers.
It, it, I liked
So
seeing it on the table. I
it
commend you
is
for taking it.
it was fun. It definitely has its downsides. Jed, who played IDK, who I think is also top three army, uh, literally tabled me on round two. Like it was bad. I mean, I
Oh
guess
yeah,
that's what you get for anti-infantry and then strike first, right? Like not much you can do about that.
strike first, anti-infantry gets over to you, hits you before you can do anything,
Yeah,
and you're done.
fast. Yeah, I think I could have probably played it a little bit differently, but even if I did, I still think IDK is just too good. It's just too good for that list. Yeah, but it was fun. I am still working on AOS reminders. Hopefully that gets done soon. I think
All those regiments, gotta get
yeah.
them all.
I think I'm five armies away from finishing.
Ooh,
So hopefully people use AOS reminders because I feel like I put way too much work into that site.
I know a good portion of our group uses it at least.
Yeah, I mean I use it all the time. So, but I also am a weirdo that plays a different army like every week. I guess I say
Fair.
that, but I have played a lot of Legion of the First Prince, so I mean I guess there is some of that, but
That's the army you love. I
I mean
can't blame you.
it's my favorite army for sure. Too bad it's not very good this GHB. But anyway, all right, let's move on. Let's just get right into the Chaos factions. Um, I think the majority. I don't think you did any of these, right, Cameron?
I did not do any of the chaos faction ones.
All right, so I did three of them that I can remember. So this will be very interesting to see what everyone else said. But basically, this is the tier list explanation. So this is what we go over. So everyone has a
And
baseline.
and for those new coming in, we had a large number of our community go in here, and we gave them the baseline, how we wanted them to be tiered and stuff like that. And we wanted the people that play these armies more frequently than we do to go ahead and give their explanation and give what they would tier
Yeah.
for the new Scourge of Ghyran rules for all the chaos. And this
Yep.
is what they've come up with.
So it'll be very fun. This also gives a little bit different of a version of the show because typically it's just me doing all the PowerPoint or Cameron and me doing all the PowerPoint. So this way we give it's a more of a talking point to see what the rest of the community is because again I'm not an expert. Um, so this is a good way to do things now I think,
Agreed.
and it helps me out. So all right, let's start with some Blades of Khorne. I actually did this one. I am not a huge Blades of Khorne player, but I've done a couple um, Khorne games for sure. Nothing in the new GHB, so obviously take my notes with criticism. But yeah, so we'll just jump right into it. They got two battle formations, a brand new prayer lore, and two war scrolls. One of them being very needed. Um, yeah, so the Gore-Tide was my favorite for the battle formation. This one was the pick a friendly bloodbound hero and up to two other bloodbound units. Hold within 12 inches, add two to the target's move characteristic. So this basically is a lesser. Um, what do we call those things from last season? Why am I spacing?
Oh man, honor guard.
Honor guard. Thank you. So it's a lesser honor guard because you can only pick two other friendly, but
Yeah, and the bloodbound are all of the mortal units, correct?
correct. Yep, all the
So
mortals.
this is a once per turn. You can choose as long as you have a mortal hero alive. You can
Yep.
choose 3 mortal units, and they get +2 to their movement.
Yep.
It doesn't even say infantry or anything. So I know that they have some pretty nice. They have the cavalry with like the 2-up ward.
Yeah,
Sorry,
the
2-up save.
skull crushers. Yep.
Yeah, so it's just a very friendly, or it's very nice getting those slow melee units that are really tanky like Blood Warriors and just being able to get in with all of them. And with all their movement shenanigans in the first place, it's just going to be even more annoying to get to fight them off.
Yep.
Uh,
Um,
the other one is it's the Tournament of Skulls. Uh, from my understanding, it's pick a non-hero mortal unit and a non-hero daemon unit, and they get +1 to wound while they're wholly within 12 inches. Are all bloodthirsters heroes?
yes.
So you
So
can't use
non-hero.
this on a so you can't use this on bloodthirsters then.
Correct. I'm looking at this and I don't think I actually did this one because I don't remember me putting a bloodthirster in here. So maybe this wasn't me. I don't know who did this, but yes, that is a correction. You cannot use this on bloodthirsters.
Man, that
Non-hero.
really like lowers what you can do this on
Well,
then.
most corn lists too, you're really playing either into demons or mortals. You very rarely see a mix, which is kind of sad, but
Yeah, that's fair. So you can do this on, let's see, the demon side is bloodletters
bloodletters would be good for this.
and then blood crushers.
Blood crushers would be good with this too.
I guess you could
Um,
take flesh hounds.
yeah,
They're
but you're
demons, right?
not. Yeah, but you're not really benefiting from the +1 to wound.
No, no, you take the flesh hounds just to give that
Oh,
aura
just to give the
for
buff.
the
Got it. Yep,
for the
sure,
mortals.
sure. Yep. No, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
it's okay. I think Gore-Tide's better.
yeah. If it's once per turn during your hero phase, um, and so like you don't get it if your opponent goes first. You don't get it. You only choose one unit of each, and so not a lot. Like you have to very focus on your army to be able to get this +1 to wound. And if I remember correctly, there's already a prayer that gives you +1 to wound
Well,
on
and
their
also
no.
keep in mind this is until the start of the next turn, so it is helpful a little bit. It's not like you get it for one turn and then it's gone.
Yeah, and
Um,
you could change it every single turn as well.
yeah,
Uh, I don't know. I would much rather have the plus to movement,
correct.
especially because there's so many good mortal units out there.
Agreed. Yep.
Yeah, I can agree with this.
Prayer lore. Let's see. We got a ignore first damage point.
I've
Um,
seen a lot of new stuff, especially in the Scourge of Ghyran. They really want to push that
ignore the
ignore
first. Yeah.
ignore the first wound,
Yep. Yep.
and I've played against it. It's not that bad.
I mean, having a cruel gas cruciator, right? That's what I think about because
Exactly.
that goober man, it can save a lot of stuff. So,
The new Ostyarchs have it as their unlimited
yep,
spell as well.
yep.
It's it's not like game changing per se. I think +1 save is probably just all around better. However, putting this on someone, it helps a lot against like those little like prick armies that just do slight amounts of damage constantly.
Nurgle, Tzeentch, like the burning and stuff.
Exactly.
Like, yeah.
What was it? Ogre charges you, deals
Yeah.
damage. All those
Yep.
tiny things.
Yep.
It's not bad. I wish there. It's not bad. That's all I can really say about it.
The gift of apoplexy.
Oh man,
I
apoplexy. Yeah.
Let me see. I don't know this one. This is the reason why I know I did.
Okay,
This one.
so I think this is the best part of their prayer lore. And if you're going to be choosing this prayer lord, this is the reason why you're taking it.
That is good. That's spicy.
Because it's whenever an opponent uses an ability that's not a move, charge, or fight ability. And so this means that means a spell casting. That means all like the charge mortals, rampages,
that
all of that stuff
overpower is pretty spicy. So anytime they don't use one of those abilities, instead of taking D3 mortals, they'll take just straight 3 mortals.
And like it's a very tricky to play, but think of it like this. What if you were to cast this like on the Gash? You would
all the spells,
you just completely neuter him.
Yeah, all the spells. I mean, oh my goodness. That's pretty spicy. That would be the best that'd be the one reason why I take this. Yeah. Like that is a spicy ability.
And I'll quickly go to the Ruin of Loathing. I don't like the Ruin of Loathing. It's so bad.
Whoever did this, and you're gonna have to shout yourself out on Discord. I don't remember who did this, but they also didn't like it.
Yeah. And for everybody who knows, it gives you a 3-up ward against spells or prayer abilities. And like on paper, it's really good. However, it's not unlimited, and you pick one person, and your opponent just doesn't choose them for this. Really good, but it's only against spells and prayers. Are you going to want to do that, or do you just want to do your unlimited, which ignores 1 damage every single phase?
Right.
My problem in total with this spell lore is I think their normal spell lore is better.
Okay, prayer lore.
Yeah, prayer lore.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Because it's stuff like it increases like they're unlimited for the normal one it increases your rend, and then if you roll 10 or higher, it increases your wound.
Right.
They have a damaging spell in the other one, and the last one is lower power level, but that's meh. But being able to increase rend for the army or just do a damaging prayer, I think is pretty good. While this one focuses more on a more defensive casting, which is another way to play, but I think Khorne is a lot more aggressive.
Agree. All right, let's go into the War Scrolls. Whoever did this loved the Mighty Lord of Khorne. To me, the Blood Crusher change was so much needed. It's still not the best War Scroll, but boy, is it miles better than what it was.
Yeah, why is that?
So this thing can get into the back line. So you don't ever take Blood Crushers because they do a ton of damage. You take them because they're hard to kill.
Okay.
But with this, on the charge, on a 3-up, it can move 2d6 and basically get into the back to where it could kill a support hero. So it makes it a lot more useful.
Okay.
It's basically got the, what is it, from the ogres, the old rampage to get into the back of the line. So I like that. Again, I don't think it's crazy good, but it's better than what the other one was. The other one was just you charge on a 2, roll d3 on a 2-up, you do that many mortals. That was it. Nothing special.
Okay.
So definitely better, I think. The Mighty Lord of Khorne, I'm not familiar with
I
this
can
guy.
see why they like this. It's
5-up insta-kill hero, okay.
Yeah, it's the 5-up insta-kill hero, which is okay. Like, instant kill abilities are good, interesting, but they're not like the end-all be-all.
Right.
They're just one of those things where your opponent has to like worry a lot. They'll probably just either kill it immediately or just try to avoid it.
Yeah.
It's a command ability. The only downside for this is why I don't think it's like an A. Is it's once per battle. You spend a command ability while in combat, and if this unit is in combat, so if the Mighty Lord of Khorne is in combat, they can choose a Bloodbound or a Mortal unit, and they can give them for a command a charge if they're wholly within 12 inches.
Now does it work on the target move distance?
It's in any combat phase, so you can do this
Can you
as a counter charge.
can you do? Can you charge and then charge again?
If you failed your initial charge, you now go into combat, and now
What
you
if you?
spend a command point to charge again.
What if you didn't though? Hold on. Target move distance. Can you? Then make a charge roll. Maybe not. I was thinking, can you like if you charge something, can you charge again?
No, because it says you have to choose someone that is not in combat.
Oh, not in combat. I didn't see that. Okay, yeah. No, yeah. Okay, all right. It's okay.
It gives another chance for
Yeah,
you to make a charge roll.
it's like a once per battle. Like, oops, failed my charge, type of
Yeah.
deal, which
And
is still good.
or you can say it's a one cost counter charge instead of a two cost.
Right. Sure.
There's still some things that I don't like because it costs a command ability. That means that you can't get all out defense or all out attack since it's in the combat phase because you use your command ability for that turn. It's not bad. I don't think it's an A, but I don't think it goes below a B.
That's fair. I mean, it's always good to get an extra charge, right?
Yeah,
Especially
exactly.
for one command point.
Yeah, especially if you absolutely failed what you needed to do.
Okay, yeah. So that's Khorne. Not bad. Not bad. Decent all around.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to change a lot of things.
I don't
to
think
be
it
honest.
moves them up or down. I think they're just still kind of. It's just more choices.
We might see the plus 2 inch movement, and that's about it.
Yeah, I do think we'll see quite a bit of that one. All right, let's go to Tzeentch. Did I do this one? Let me make sure I actually did this one.
Yeah. And Tzeentch is Tzeentch and Slaanesh are the only Chaos armies that I actually play, and I kind of loved the Tzeentch changes.
I did do these. These ones were me. This one was me. Um, this one kind of revolves around a war scroll that was absolutely terrible.
It's a war scroll that no one chose or used.
It's
or
so much worse than what it used to be though. Like it used to be like you could take them for like fodder and stuff. Now they're just bad. Until the soggy stuff came out, and now they're.
Oh yeah.
I think they're actually useful, and I really wish I had more of them painted. I'd love to try to just make them work because they can actually take buffs really well, and they're what like 90 points. Anyway,
They're
we'll get to it.
cheap.
They are super cheap. All right, so they got two battle formations, and 3 artifacts and 2 war scrolls. All of it kind of revolving around the Arcanite units, so acolytes basically.
And I believe Zangors are also.
Are they also Arcanites?
I think so.
Okay, you'll have to double
I'm
check.
going to double check.
I
yeah,
know
they're also
acolytes
Arcanite.
are. I definitely know acolytes are.
Yeah. Like all of the Scourge of Ghyran's like scrolls and all that, most factions like they want to focus on one aspect of their book, and it's usually an aspect that they don't like promote that well originally. And these ones are as you said, the Arcanite ones. So almost everything here is meant to be part of the Arcanites.
And just like it gets kind of crazy how much buffs you can give these little guys.
Yeah.
So Masters of Fate, they give the melee weapons crit 2 hits, as long as they're wholly within 12 inches of a Tzeentch demon unit, which is doable.
I think
it's a
this
friendly
one is
Tzeentch demon unit, so it doesn't even have to be a hero. It's just a demon unit.
no. I think this one is. I think this battle formation, the Master of the Fates, is the one that a lot of people are going to take.
Now, okay, so I agree with you, and I marked it a B plus because it comes down to. While I do think this is good, it's good and kind of niche. Do people actually take it from a competitive standpoint? I don't know yet. I don't know if this
I
is
think
going to
they
be
will.
Okay. Well, did we figure out if Zangors were Arcanites? Is that also
Yes, they're
okay?
Arcanites.
Okay, so then in that case, then maybe this does go up to like an A.
Because the way I see Tzeentch played is you either go demons, and if you're doing demons, you're going to be doing the fire, the one where if you're on fire, you take -1 to wound. Or if you do like Arcanites, you don't really get too much out of fire because Arcanites can't put
Yeah,
anything on
it's
fire.
it's kind of like a melee bruiser kind of army at that point.
Exactly. So they're all melee guys, and so you want something to be able to buff melee, and so the best one at this point is going to be Master of the Fates.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I don't know why I didn't think Zangors are Arcanites. So now that I know that, I was thinking Acolytes. I'm on the
Mm,
Acolyte train right now.
that's fair.
The other one is I said a cool ability, but not sure it's enough. Time will tell. Pick a Tzeentch wizard unit to be in combat. Oh, this is one where you can basically cast a spell, um, a non-summon spell, in the combat phase, which could be useful, but that is your entire battle formation is casting one spell
I
in the
don't
combat
know.
phase.
It's once per turn. It's once per turn in only your combat phase, not your opponent's combat
Oh,
phase.
yep, that's a
But
good call. Yep,
you need to have a wizard in combat.
which is what
And
you don't want anyway.
there's like one or maybe two wizards you actually want in combat. One of them is one of the new ones.
Now,
But
it can
that's
be good
about
from a
it.
defensive perspective, right? Because there are some spells that can be defensive, but
You don't get it during your opponent's turn though.
yeah, I mean, I guess if you're stuck in yeah, you're gonna want to be out of combat. Like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna retreat your wizard, right? So it doesn't die.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing that's really I don't like about this is that the spell lore that you're going to choose, I'm going to pull up just so I know the name of it, is the Lore of Change. That's the one that has the damaging spell. That's the one that you can turn people into um, spawn, and it is a teleporting spell as well. So that means that you're going to spend your entire battle formation to be able to do a damaging spell, which you don't get the fire because fire happens in the shooting phase and it's already passed. Or you do it for a spawn, which you're already in combat and your opponent's already in combat, so it's
The
a little
spawn
bit
could
too late.
be. Yeah. In this
It's a little
change
bit too
be.
late. Yeah, but it's a little bit too late to get the most effect out of it.
I agree. I agree. I don't think it's going to be taken. It's neat, right? It's a very cool ability. Because
Yeah.
we don't. They're basically breaking the rules on that, but I just don't think
Yeah.
it's enough for a battle formation.
The only time I can see this working is if you do it with like Kairos or a Fate Changer,
Sure.
because they have really good like spells that are part of their lore, that is part of like their actual war scroll.
Yeah.
And uh let's see, like Arcane Suggestion is really great, but like the Lord of Change has the Tzeentch Firestorm,
Yep.
which
That's
can
true.
do a lot of damage, and being able to do that again just by being in combat, just be able to get another free spell, that's where you'd be able to see its ability.
Yeah. I just
But
don't
that,
think you're gonna take it. I think you're gonna take
exactly,
other ones over this. So. Eh.
it's a very niche ability, which I don't think people are going to take.
Speaking of niche, the mutating blade is neat. If you're really good about what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the ogroid, not is it thermitage, whatever that guy
Yeah, the
is.
Orgrimmar Thermitage.
You're gonna put this on him, and you're just gonna hope and pray you roll super high.
Yes, yes,
because
you are.
because if you do, that dude's literally killing anything he gets into. But if you take this and you roll double ones, he just became basically useless.
Yeah, and the new Orgrimmar Thermitage, he actually gained more melee attacks, so
He
he's at
did
6. So there's a higher chance for you
right,
to actually
mess it
get
up.
lower than
Yeah,
what you wanted.
yeah. It's neat, but I'm not taking it.
And for those who don't
Um,
know, it's an artifact where you choose one melee characteristic, and the melee characteristic becomes 2d6,
yep. So
which
it's a
is
gamble. It's a gamble.
it's neat, but there's so many other things that you will be taking
Right, exactly, and that's
instead.
basically what I said. Spellcatcher, pick a manifestation, not set within his turn, roll 3 if it's banished, and you get to heal. Which is actually pretty. It's, I mean, it's pretty good, but it's just based on your enemy having a manifestation or getting rid of one of yours. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it's.
only during your turn again,
Yeah,
which is one of the big downsides of it.
it's
And
neat.
so, like, I don't know. And to remember, what this is competing against is the 9-eye tome, which is part of the normal one, which is you get a +1 to casting and banishment rolls. Would you rather have a niche ability that might come up and still works on a 3-up and you heal, which you don't want to be in combat anyways, or to be able to get +1 on all your casting?
I bet this is probably better than what we think it is. I mean, I remember some of my Tzeentch games where like my Lord of Change is like on 2 health, and I would love to just heal. Like, say you have a Cron Spine, it just heals 12. Like, I mean, I'm sure, and it's also on a 3-up. I mean,
I can see this being useful on a Changer of Fate.
yeah, sure.
Because what you can do is you can get a whole bunch of manifestations out and then have emergency healing.
Which is also nice. It's nice. I really do wish this wasn't your hero phase though. That would have been
If
a
it
lot
was
better.
during any hero phase, I think this would be like so much better.
I agree. Not even
Because
broken too. It'd just be so much better.
if it was both hero phases, you can set up a manifestation to charge in, take damage, and then your opponent comes up and then you heal.
Yep. The one that I like the most is definitely the next one, Arcane Siphon. This unit can use this ability if any enemy manifestations were banished this phase. This unit can use a summon ability from the manifestation lore you picked. The summon ability does not count towards the total number of spell or banish abilities that can be used this phase. So basically, you get
I
to
do like this.
you get to roll for a free summon, which is nice.
I actually really like this. This might actually take up my +1 spellcasting slot.
Yeah.
Because it's always rough to determine if you want to cast a spell or get rid of someone else's manifestation.
Oh, 100%. This
And
just does
now
both.
now you just get both.
Yeah.
And though it might not come up every single game, it's going to come up in enough games for it to be worth it.
Yep, I agree. 100%. It's definitely my favorite for sure. All right, let's get down into the War Scrolls. Thermitage. Pretty cool.
I love this goober.
He's got a cool little teleport, which is board wide, right? Yeah, board wide teleport. So essentially, if an Arcanaut is in combat in the charge phase, any charge phase, mind you, if as long as he is not in combat, he can teleport to within 1 inch of an Arcanite that is in combat, and
He's
counts as charged.
considered to have charged.
So now he's 3 damage on the charge, on 6 attacks. Pretty little spicy dude.
So you can get a whole bunch of your army's going to be Arcanites or Zangors because they count.
Yep.
And you rush them in, and then you have your Ogroid, I don't know, in a corner taking a point that was there because he doesn't need to be anywhere nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly, the Ogroid, which has 8 health, so he's not easy to kill. He's suddenly in combat with any combat you really choose that another Arcanite got into.
Best thing about this is it's free. You don't have to roll for it. There's no command ability. It's just you can do it. Board wide teleport, essentially.
Yep. And it's 130 points for a spellcaster with 8 health, with a range attack.
And a pretty brutal melee
and
attack.
6 attacks at a 4-up, 2-up, -1 rend, 3 damage.
Yeah.
Your opponent's going to be hard pressed. And the best part is he gets a 4-up ward when he's next to Arcanites.
So it's even harder to kill.
Yep.
He's pretty good for 130 points, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
He's pretty great. I love him. And your opponent your opponent just can't shut it off either.
Let me see. What is okay, so he's not a demon. If he was a demon, that would work.
If he was a demon, he'd be
So good. Because that
ridiculous.
battle formation would just be instant. Um all right, and then my favorite, the Kyric Acolytes, man.
Oh, and also that battle formation that we're talking about, he's an Arcanite, so you can give him crit times 2.
Yes, the crit too, yeah. The only thing is you still have to be there still has to be a demon unit. So you know what you take? You just take like a
You take the
Scream.
changeling.
Or changeling, screamers.
Screamers for
The
taking points.
spell to put the chaos spawn, done.
Chaos Spawn is not a demon.
Oh, it's a beast.
Yep,
It's a beast. You are right.
which is so stupid, but he's not a demon.
Isn't it? Is it not a demon?
He's not a demon.
Oh my god, dude.
I think out of all this is old beef, but I think out of everything out of the Tzeentch book, that is the thing I hate the most. That the Chaos Spawn is not a demon.
It's so dumb.
Yep.
He's so much of a. It's fine. All right. So the acolytes. So I don't even remember what their old scroll was. It was garbage. No one took it. You never saw acolytes, especially in the new edition.
They had a range attack that may have gotten range. That may have gotten rend. That was it.
No, that was the old one. The new one's even worse. Not the soggy one. Not the soggy one. But I think isn't there new? I shouldn't say new scroll because when I say new, I'm thinking soggy. But
This edition scroll.
yes, I think it was worse than that. I'm checking it right now.
No, it was exactly as I thought.
Is it still they can potentially get a +1 to rend?
Let's see.
I thought it was worse.
Yeah. So it's in your shooting phase. Roll a dice. Add 1 to the roll if other friendly acolytes are within combat range, and on a 5-up, they get rend.
It's okay.
So on a 4-up, they get rend.
It's so bad.
And it was.
Yeah,
It was 18 inches, 1 attack, force 3, maybe a rend, 1 damage.
Yeah, so you're gonna take these new guys.
Yes.
First and foremost, keep in mind these dudes are 100 points. Okay, 100 points. So you get 20 of them for 200. And they get this pick a visible enemy within 12 inches. For the rest of the turn, add 1 to the rend characteristics of melee weapons. You don't like it just happens.
Yeah, the
There's
range
no
attack
roll.
is you choose someone, all acolytes get 1 increased rend by 1.
Yeah, and it just happens.
All Kyric acolytes get increased rend by 1 against them.
So, and it's by friendly. Oh, so it's any Kyric acolytes.
Yep. You only get to choose one.
Yeah, it's only
person,
one.
though.
It's only one. You only get to pick one enemy unit. Sure.
So you just get to look at someone and say, "You, I'm fighting you."
Yeah. And then, so their base profile is 2 attacks, 4s, 3s, no rend, 1 damage. Sounds terrible, but you take the battle formation. Now they're crit 2 hits.
Crit 2 hits.
And then their passive, you add 1 to the damage characteristic of this unit's melee weapons while they're wholly within 12 inches of any manifestations, friendly or enemy, which is pretty easy to do as you play Tzeentch. And
with the increased rend, that makes just a 10-pack the same combat strength as a Zangor Great Weapon Squad. Just everyone has a great weapon.
Yep. So now they're going to be 2 attacks on 4s, 3s, -1 rend, 2 damage, crit 2 hits. For something that costs 100 points.
Yep. 200
wild.
points. That's 200 points. That's 41 attacks.
And I it's like, they get all these buffs, but the buffs are relatively easy to get. Like, they're not, like, some things are like harder and you always like, oh, well, best case scenario, I get this, but these are pretty easy to buff.
Yeah. Really easy to buff. Put a manifestation up. There's the oh man, what's the manifestation that you want to get out there?
Is that the +1 to hit? And is it like
the burning
pick, like,
sigil?
3 different things.
Yeah, it's the burning sigil is the one that you're probably going to want to do, which gives them the chance to be able to do even more, like another +1 to attack, or increase their rend, or increase their wound or their hit.
You can give
like
them you can give them another attack, so it'll be 3 attacks on 4s, 3s. Dude, that's bonkers.
Yeah, with the burning sigil Tzeentch, you can do that.
What else is 100 points? It's 3 attacks, 4s, 3s, -1, 2 damage with crit 2 hits.
not much.
Dude,
Now,
that's wild.
their one downside is they have a 5-up save.
Oh
One
yeah, they're
wound
gonna
each.
die. These are you send them in and just hope and pray.
Somehow, they are even squishier than Sisters of Slaughter.
Yeah, because sisters get a 6-up ward.
Yep, at least they get a ward and they're faster.
Yep. Yep. So there is downsides to this, but at the end of the day, acolytes are much better. Much better.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the day, these cheap little cannon fodder will scare your opponent.
Yeah. And you don't really put like, what are you gonna do? You want to kill these guys or the wizards that are doing a bunch of mortals, right? So it's like, I like them. I like them a lot.
Yeah,
And,
I like them a lot too.
yeah. All right. Slaanesh. Let me get the Slaanesh one out.
They got some really nice things.
Did I do this one? Let me see. Yes, I believe I did this one. All right. So they got 2 battle formations, 3 new traits. Oh yes, I do remember this one. I do remember. They're traits. Yep.
Yep.
And then 2 new world scrolls for them.
The theme for this one is Seberites, which are the mortal
Mortals.
units.
Yep.
And mostly what it wants you to think is mortal infantry units.
Yep. Pretenders for the battle formation. Essentially, what you're doing with this is you're going to put this on a Keeper Secrets. They basically get another heroic trait from either the new table or the old one. So it's decent, but you're most likely giving this to a Keeper.
Yeah. And the thing that you're contending with this is there is the Retreat Cavalry that's part of the base book, and that's probably the best one part of the base book. Which their cavalry that most people take are all Seberites too. So,
well, wait, is that a battle formation though?
you can retreat with like 3 cavalry units.
Yeah, but you're not. This one's has an artifact of power to be the target. Oh, okay. You're not double dipping on heroic traits. You're double dipping on giving it an artifact and a heroic trait. But I think the retreat one is a battle formation.
Yes, I'm talking about the battle formation.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Competing. I thought you were talking about a heroic or an artifact. Got it.
No.
I think in this GHB, you are right. I see what you're getting at. I think you're going to take the retreat and charge versus this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. Yep.
But the other one, Invaders, it unlocks a different type of play, which I've seen be very effective.
This is spicy. Because you can get the Siberate, like the Twin Souls, and was it not the Twin Souls, the other one, the who is it?
Man,
Painbringers.
Yeah, there we go.
Painbringers. I think you get the rend up to these guys, like -3 rend, and they literally just
Painbringers. Yeah, Painbringers, you can get up to a 3 rend. So what the Invaders do is any Separate infantry unit outside of your territory gets increased rend of 1.
And then you
Painbringers,
you get them on an objective that you control.
Yep.
Is it you control, right?
that you do not control.
Oh, that you do not, which is even better in some cases.
Yeah.
And they get another rend.
So super aggressive Meridon Painbringers have 1 rend naturally. If they're on objective they don't control, they increase their rend again. And you're on objective you don't control, so you're most likely out of your territory, so they can increase their rend again.
Yeah. And they're 2 attacks each or 3? 2 attacks on 3s?
They're 3 attacks on 3s, and it's 5 models for 120 points.
So 240, and you're at 30 attacks at -3 rend. Pretty good.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Pretty good on 3s and 3s. Pretty good. And you can use the. I've used a Painbringers Twin Souls list, and I loved it. You can use the.
They could be pretty great.
You can use the terrain feature to give them a +1 to either hit or wound. I can't remember.
Wound.
+1 to wound. And dude, so now you're on all attack. You're on 2s at 30 attacks, -3 rend, 1 damage. It's pretty wild. Pretty wild.
Yeah. And even Twin Souls. Twin Souls have 4 attacks.
Oh yeah,
each.
Twin Souls are also really good.
So yeah, Invaders. It makes Separate infantry armies pretty good.
And those are my favorite. Don't get me wrong, I love Seekers and all that all the demon spam and all that other stuff. But man, Twin Souls and Painbringers are so much fun. Heroic traits. Hey, look at this. We get to spend a command point and get back a Sybarite unit,
Yeah.
which is
Another
bonkers.
yeah, which means you can get a 10-pack of Slick Blades. You can just get 5 Slick Blades back.
Which is
Slick Blades back,
yeah.
which is crazy, which is really good.
Or Twin
Uh,
Souls,
yeah.
or Painbringers. Like this is bonkers. It is only once per battle, so you only get it once. But the fact that you can return mortals with this is wild to
hmm
me.
Another thing to note is that out of the base book, all of the heroic traits really aren't good.
Oh, I know they're real bad.
They're real bad
There's so many Slaanesh lists where I just don't. I just go all unique heroes
because the
because
heroic traits
I
suck.
don't lose anything. So yeah, they're
And so
real bad.
now, with these 3 heroic traits, them being actually really good,
Yep.
it's pretty scary, to be honest.
Yep. So that's my favorite heroic trait, but I really do like Master of Temptation.
All right, describe it
Um,
to me.
so you can only use this ability if your opponent has any temptation dice, which you're always going to give them.
hmm
And this is only in the enemy hero phase. Pick a visible enemy unit within 18 inches of this unit to be the target. For the rest of the turn, while this opponent has not used any temptation dice to replace a roll, the target can only use core abilities. So they're going to have to chance using a temptation if they want to use anything but core abilities, which is
Which
pretty wild.
can be pretty good depending on who you do it.
Yes.
Sadly, it doesn't stop any spell casting because this is an ability. They'll already do all their spell casting
Correct.
beforehand.
It's at the end of that. Yep. But there's like
Uh,
if there's an ability that is annoying or something that is that they have. I mean, again, that's why we play this game
you could
with
do
all the
you
war
could do
scroll
like
abilities.
Kragnos's charge. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't get his mortal wound charge
Correct.
off on you.
Yep.
All the rampages from all of the Gargants, like
And
they don't get it
this,
anymore.
if you think about it, this plays a mind game, which is what Slaanesh does with your opponent because they're like, okay, well, if I want to use this ability, I've got to use a temptation dice, and that
hmm
can truly screw up something because if they get a 1 or a 2, they now have to use that roll and take damage. Like this can literally prevent battle tactics just on its own.
And the best part about it all is that it's not limited to once per game. You can do this every single enemy hero phase.
Enemy hero phase, which is super. You can lock down a unit essentially from using other abilities. It's pretty wild.
And now that I've said all this is how you counter it. You have someone that you know is not going to be in combat, and you just do a run roll, and then you replace that run roll with a temptation dice.
Yeah, I mean there are. I mean obviously there are ways to get rid of this. I mean
Yeah, but
easy
it
ways,
forces you to use it,
Yep.
and there's a chance you take damage
Yep, exactly.
for
Um,
something that's probably meaningless.
the need for perfection. When you read it at first, it actually sounds good until you actually put this in context, and it's really bad. I don't think this is a very good command trait or heroic trait. So this one is a passive. The first time each turn that an unmodified charge roll, casting roll, unbinding roll, or banishment roll for a friendly non-euphoric unit wholly within 12 inches of the unit is 5 or less, that unit has euphoric keyword for the rest of the turn. Sounds great on paper, right? Oh, you did a awful casting roll, you get a double, like a 1 or like a 1 and a 2. Cool, now it's euphoric. The issue with this is you pick all of your euphoric at the beginning of the round. So you have to chance what you're putting this on, and I just don't think it's very good because you're when you go to put your euphoric on, you already know what you're gonna pick for this. So you kind of have to chance what you pick for this ability, which is, I mean,
Yeah, and like, what are you hoping to put it on? Like you
well,
give it
so
you give it to someone that's
you're
in your like a
so
spellcaster in your
let's
back
think
line.
about Slaanesh list, right? You're gonna obviously give the one of euphorics to Blissbarb archers.
Yeah.
You're gonna give one to probably a keeper or something like that.
Yeah, slick blades and all that. Yeah.
Slick blades, sure. Um, we're gonna get down to a point where like, okay, I guess I'm gonna use this ability on I don't know.
It's
Maybe
only really good on like a
casters.
slick on a keeper's secrets.
Casters, maybe. Yeah, but you already can guarantee it gets it. Why would you? Why would you chance
Yeah,
it?
so like so you put 3 euphoric on your non-keeper secrets, and then you hope for a not
Bad roll.
good roll
You hope for a bad roll.
to give your
It's bad.
keeper
It's just not good.
secrets.
It's just not
Yeah,
good.
I don't like it.
I would take the other temptation one over that. I would
Yeah.
take the bring back a Sybarite.
Oh, you just bring back a Sibrite.
Yeah, I mean,
That's what everybody's going to take. Just
yeah,
bring back a
it's
Sibrite.
so good. That's a great heroic trait. All right, so let's move on to the War Scrolls. Celeste got a little bit of a change. I think Celeste is great, and get
I
ready
like
to
Celeste.
see her in most lists. I do not think you run a Slaanesh list without her. I just think she's too good now.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh my gosh, the chain fight.
Let's see.
So when so she's 230 points. So her passive, right? Her passive, 18-inch range for this, by the way. When players are alternating picking units to fight for a fight ability, when it is your turn to pick a unit, instead of picking one unit, you can pick a friendly demon unit, essentially, and a Sybarite unit, and they can fight immediately after each other.
Yeah, so it's like the
Wild.
Lumineth. It's like the Luminous fighting, except you can choose a demon and a.
Yes. I
Yeah.
think it's really good.
My I could see it working if you're like throwing a keeper
Exactly.
forward,
A keeper. I mean, I'm like I could put a keeper in or
or
what's
themselves because they count as both. So,
correct. Or what's the hero killer? I forgot her name. Jesus. Driving me insane.
I know who you're talking about. It's the
Hero.
named keeper.
Yeah, it's the named keeper. I don't know why I'm spacing. I use it all the time. Starts with an S. It drives me insane. Anyway, you
Shalaxi. There we go.
Shalaxi, thank you. Jesus, you drive me nuts. So you basically you can I mean, this being able to do chain fighting with Slaanesh is very, very good because most of your stuff is super glass cannon, right? So you want to put as much damage out before some, and this is both turns too. Like it's just a passive ability that just works. It's just great.
Yeah, I think that passive ability is pretty nice.
It's really, really good. The spell is still good, but it's still not no commands. That's the old Celeste where just no commands can be done. But this one's basically pick an infantry demon, infantry separate.
So yeah, you choose. You can choose a. What's the range on this?
There's no range.
Oh yeah, there's no range.
There's
Great.
no range.
You choose an infantry mortal unit, and they reduce all wards by 1. And then you choose an infantry daemon unit, and they can get a 5-up ward.
Pretty good.
Until the start of your next turn.
Which is wild because this on like the not the seekers, the one with the oh no, seekers. Seekers. This was the demons, the seekers, right?
You can only put on infantry, so you can only do it
oh,
on daemon
it's only
nets.
infantry. You're right.
So that's
Okay,
that's
so
the only problem I have with it. It only
Yeah.
works in daemon nets.
It is board wide, so that's cool.
Yeah, the board wide of it actually makes it pretty good.
Yeah, and then just if you and don't get me wrong, Celeste can do some damage. 4 attacks, 3 threes, 2 ren, 3 damage, pretty good. 6 attacks, 2s, 4s, 1 ren, 2 damage.
Yeah, they kind of slap.
If they kill a wizard or priest, you just get +1 to the power level for the rest of the game, and it's cumulative.
No, you said that wrong. If they damage a wizard or priest.
Oh, sorry. Yes, sorry. Even better. If they damage, they just get +1 to their power level.
Just their power level.
Which is crazy.
Actually, and it stacks.
Yes, it stacks. So they can have a bunch of power. Now, that being said, they will die. Like, they aren't impossible to kill. They're a 4 at 5 up, 9 wounds.
It's 9 wounds at a 4-up save,
wounds.
5-up ward.
Yep.
Like they're a lot tankier than
I really think you're going to see a
people
lot
give
of Celeste. The new
Yeah,
Celeste.
after going through this, I think, and it's 230 points.
230
It's not that
points,
much.
and being able to dictate your fights is very good because a lot of Slaanesh lists, man, it's all about trading, right? Trading correctly, and you don't want to just yeet all of your high damage units because you can only fight with one, and then they fight back and you lose it. So with this, you can kind of dictate your trading game a lot better. I just think it's really good.
Yeah.
And then Fiendbloods.
I think they have.
Again, you read it on paper and it sounds really good, but I think in context, I don't think it's that great.
If they had one more wound, I think they'd be great.
If they had
Because
one more wound, yes.
it's 150 points for 3 models, and they're 3 wounds each at a 5-up save, no ward. So that's 9 wounds at a 5-up save. They die to a stiff breeze.
But they do some damage. Charge +1, 4 attacks each, 4s, 3s, 1 rend 3 damage on the charge. That's
good. 12 attacks at 4s, 3s, -1, 3 damage. They can be put up into deployment and then put down, so like you can sneak an objective.
And then their little fancy 3-inch move when your opponent declares a command within 12 inches of this unit. So anytime that your opponent, it's only once per phase, which is still good. Once per phase.
That's really good.
Once per phase. Now the thing is you still have to be within 12 inches. What you want to do with these guys is just pretty much kill all support heroes in the backline if you can. You drop these guys down, and you just kind of hope that something is using commands to get you closer. But
now, this is what these guys are used for, because whenever your opponent uses a command within 12 inches, they get a 3-inch free move.
Correct.
Now, it says you can go into combat with this. So you can you can catch your opponent off guard by suddenly, like before it is combat phase or before it is charge phase. Like if they do an all-out attack on a range attack, okay, you can probably get into the combat range of your opponent so they can't actually charge. Or you counterfire and your opponent does an all-out defense. Or did your opponent run? Or any of that stuff. You could do some things. I'm not saying it's amazing.
I mean, it can be tricksy, but a good opponent won't allow you to use this as effectively as it sounds on paper. Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
It's not enough wounds, and it's 150 points. Yeah. If this was like 100 points, I'd say take like 2.
Do you take these over the other ones?
Trick question. You don't take the other ones.
You just don't take either one?
They're too expensive for not enough wounds.
Yeah, that's fair. Celeste for the win, though. I love Celeste.
Oh yeah, Celeste is the winner, and the heroic traits are the winner.
Yeah, for sure. All right, moving on to Nurgle. Oh boy, here we go. I love the Nurgle changes. Unfortunately,
they got so much good stuff. I looked at all this when it was first coming out, and I was like, oh my gosh. This makes me want to play Nurgle.
It's the GHB. It just does not reward this playstyle.
Yeah.
All right, so they got 3 heroic traits. Got a brand new prayer lore, which is pretty crazy. The only priest in their army is the Harbinger, but
which is not that good.
He's not that good. But you can give another hero the priest. We'll talk about it in a second. And then they got one of the best, if not the best, Soggy War Scrolls, I want to say.
You can argue that, yeah.
I mean,
it's pretty good.
We'll
get to it.
All right, so let's start with the heroic traits. They have a once per battle. If this unit charged, pick an immune in combat with it to be the target. The target has the disease keyword. The only time you're going to take this, because it's once per battle, is if like their army is completely surrounded with a bunch of their units. So at the end of the turn, you can spread it, but you're never taking this.
It's one of the few times that you can give the disease keyword outside of the end of the turn.
It's bad, though. I'm never taking this. Once per battle? No way. No.
Yeah, the problem is that you can...
Let me ask you this.
There's so many better things.
Let me ask you this. If this was once per turn, would you take it?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I don't even know if I would take it once per turn. But once per battle, I'm definitely not taking it.
You can start doing if it was once per turn, you can start doing some crazy things with it.
I agree. But you're giving this to a hero. Yeah, I'm... Like, you put it on a great and clean one. I mean, yeah.
You put it on the Fly Lord.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, and then just have him just be a disease.
Yeah, have him be the disease, because you hit someone with the disease, end of turn comes around, you spread the disease further. because there's actually a disease on the board already.
Yeah.
And that's where it comes in, but it's only once per combat. Not worth it.
The unctuous, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's unctuous preacher.
Unctuous Preacher.
Basically just makes your hero a priest.
I
And if he's
think
under
it's good.
priest, he gets +1 to chance. So you put this on the Harbinger, give him 2 priests. Pretty
No,
good.
you
You're
get
gonna-
another priest.
You're gonna take this if you really want the prayer lore, which is very good. Don't get me wrong, but me looking at lists and going through them, I think the one you're gonna see the most is Corpulent Avalanche.
Okay.
And on paper, it's like, what in the world am I putting this on? But so what this thing does is any charge phase, you roll a number of dice equal to the unit's move characteristic. For each 3-up, inflicts 1 mortal wound. In addition, if any of those damage points were allocated, you get to move 2d3. You can move through combat ranges of enemy units, but it must end in that move with the unit it was already in combat with. Now, most Nurgle is very slow.
Yep.
But until they go ahead.
Yeah, out of the top of my head, the fastest thing that you have is what, an 8, and that's with the fly?
The fly, yep. And you would think you'd put it on there, but it wouldn't be very useful. However, with them not FAQing or changing how the Demon Prince works, because the Demon Prince he gets the Maggotkin of Nurgle keyword, he can actually take artifacts and heroic traits.
Mm-hmm.
So you put this heroic trait on this Demon Prince with the wings, and now he's 10 inches.
Yep.
With the new prayer lore, you can actually give him 2 more inches. So now you're 12 inches on this little goober who goes into any unit and can just do 12 dice on 3-ups as mortals. Potentially, was he strike? He gives out strike last or strike first? I don't remember.
I can't remember what the Nurgle one does.
It's one of them on a 4-up. He either gets strike first or he gives the other one, unit strike last. Can't remember. And he's still 6 attacks, 3s, -1, 3 damage. Crit mortal. This little guy is a little missile. He will do some serious damage. And in Nurgle, he is a 3-up, 5-up on 10 wounds. So he's not easy to get rid of. This little guy is real good. I think you're going to see that combo quite a bit. It's on
wild. A 4-up, he gets strike first.
Okay, so pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. I see the prayer lore or the avalanche. The avalanche is really good for some sudden, consistent mortals.
Yeah, you're only going to put this on the Demon Prince. I don't think you put Corpulent Avalanche. I don't think you waste your heroic trait on the fly. I think if you aren't going to take the Demon Prince, you take the Priest.
Yeah.
So,
because the prayer lord's pretty good.
Prayer lore is pretty good. Speaking of which, basically, like we talked about it, add 2 to the move character. Oh, by the way, all of these prayers are on a 3. By the way.
Yeah.
Add 2 to the target's move characteristic, so it's pretty good. If it is overcharged, you get to charge, even if you retreated. Sure, it's not.
You get +2 inches to your movement on a very slow army. That's
very good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. The other one is basically a damage spell. If you roll 7 dice on 5-ups, it does 1 mortal damage on the target. If
you do 2 damage, maybe 3.
But on overcharge, you add 2 to that, so you're now on 3. So
you add potentially another damage.
Sure, probably not using that one.
Meh.
And then the other one is very good. So until the start of the next turn, the charge +1 damage weapon ability has no effect on combat attacks that target the target, because you're going to pick a visible Nurgle unit and a. Do you pick visible Nurgle?
You just pick a visible Nurgle unit wholly within 12 inches.
Oh, it only gives it to him though?
Yes. So if anybody attacks that unit, they do not get charge +1.
Oh, visible friendly unit. Yeah. This is still good. This is still really good.
Yeah. Or if they get a 6-up, anyone that targets them don't get any combat abilities except for companion.
Yeah. With as many cav units that are roaming the board right now, this is very good.
It's really good.
Yeah. Just ignoring just charge +1 is really good.
But +2 inch movement, good.
And remember, this is all new. Like, you don't have to pick between this and another one. You just get it.
Yeah.
You take a Harbinger, and now you're open to all these. So,
Now you have a prayer lord. Congratulations.
yep. All right, let's talk about the one that I think matters the most. Well, it matters the most if it wasn't this GHB. Good old Rodriguez. What a glow up. Oh my goodness. Good old Rodriguez. So, I can't remember. I think he's 10 points more than what he used to be. Or he's either 10 points less. I think it's 10 points one direction or the other. I don't remember if the damage is better. I want to say it is. But again, you're not really taking him for the damage. You're taking him for Befouled Rainfall. So
he has the exact same melee profile.
Exact same, okay. So this passive ability is subtract 1 from save rolls for any units that are within 6 inches of this unit, which is pretty crazy, right?
So automatically, all of his melee attacks are now 1 rend higher.
Yes, and anything else, right? Your Blight Kings now go to 2 rend. If you want to take Glotkin, yikes. You have to be close to each other. But in order to get around that, he's got a spell. It's on a 7. He still gets his +1 to cast from the old spell, the old War Scroll, which is good. He doesn't lose that, which if he would have lost that, this would have been a much worse War Scroll. But the fact that he keeps that +1 to cast is very good. But essentially, his spell add 3 to the range of Befouled Rainfall for the rest of the battle. And it can be cumulative. And then he's got a little sprinkle of 1 mortal damage within range of that ability. Sure. But the fact that you can keep bumping that 6-inch to 9-inch to 12-inch to 15 to 18, like that Befouled Rainfall becomes crazy.
It can get real. Just 2 casts of this, and you're already probably going to affect almost everything that you want to affect.
Yeah.
You do 3 casts of this, you're going to affect most of the board if you put him in the center.
Yeah. Pretty cool. Now, is that something that Nurgle needed? Yes. Does it help you a whole lot in the current GHB? I don't think so.
You play a I need to kill you really fast game.
I just don't think Nurgle's built that way.
I haven't seen it yet.
I know. I need to play around with it. I have yet to play with this new War Scroll. I have seen a list that went 3-0 with Glotkin and Rodriguez, which is pretty wild. I don't know how they did that, but
just lots of damage.
I know. It's just the thing is if you're going to lots of damage, you're not taking Nurgle, right? Like they play a slow attrition type of army play style.
I don't know. Rodriguez is over here with like a rend 3 on one of his attacks, so
yeah, on 2 attacks. Like, don't get too crazy. And then he's got a rampage that if you exceed the save, characteristic inflicts a mortal damage on the target equal to the roll. Sure.
Free damage.
It's free damage. But you're taking him for that Befouled Rainfall, which is pretty wild.
Yeah, Befouled Rainfall is really good.
It's definitely needed for Nurgle. I wish, and this is a Legion of the First Prince person talking, I wish there was a battle tactic that would incentivize
tankies.
Attrition army. Yeah, tanky attrition. Slow, tanky attrition armies.
And another really small thing that just made is once more you're playing a tanky army. His control score went from a 5 to a 10.
Oh, was it at 5?
It was a 5 before.
Oh, okay. That's a little spicy. I didn't see that. I did not see that.
I just noticed that.
Okay. All right.
It's just another little sprinkle. Showing once more he's supposed to go to a location and then sit there and be like, this is my location.
He's still 22 wounds on the old scroll, right?
Correct.
Yeah. 22 is on a 4-up, 5-up is rough to get.
And he's the same amount of points.
Yeah. I mean, you just take this one over the other one.
Yeah.
I don't see a world where you take the other one. Like, the other one's spell's cool if, like, a bunch of things are diseased, but I just think you take this one.
Yeah, but it's an 8 cast to cast his other spell.
Yeah. That's Nurgle. I like it. I like Nurgle's updates.
I like Nurgle as well.
We shall see how they do in the meta. I am very intrigued.
Right. I don't want to fight them, so.
We get to Skaven. Also, I think, is one of the better armies in the new GHB.
Agreed. I
They just
Skaven
have.
has always been a good army, and they're just rough to fight against.
I
No
just
matter
think in
every
this
single time
GH,
I fight.
in this GHB they have so many movement shenanigans and movement tricks that can get them so many battle tactics. I just think they're very good.
Yeah, I put them on the same tier of Nighthaunt, on like it's
Yes.
impossible to
Yep.
stop battle tactics from
I
them.
think that my top three are IDK, Skaven, and Nighthaunt. I think those
And
three
they're
are really good.
Nighthaunt and Skaven are just impossible to deny battle tactics, and IDK just so fast and kills
They're
you.
so fast. They're so fast. Um, okay, so they've got 2 battle formations, 3 heroic traits, and 2 war scroll. Oh yes, I do remember this war scroll. Oh yes. So I've been playing. I've played a lot of Skaven this new GHB, but not in the sense that you would think.
Yeah.
I played a ton of the Thankful Menagerie because I shout out to E Prior if you ever watch this. I wanted to play that Hell Pit list, and I have, and it is absolutely a riot to play. We'll go over that in a second, but the 2 battle formations they got is they got a let's see, when a friendly, it's a passive ability, Envoys of
I,
the Deep in
I
Gnaw.
I disagree with this, by the way.
Okay, so you do not like, or did I do this? I don't think I did this.
I don't know
I
who
did
did
not.
this.
I did not do the.
It's probably Henry. Now that I
This
think about
might
it.
have been Henry. This might have been Henry. All right, so let's see. Let's see how you disagree. So, Envoys of the Deepen. Nah, this is while a friendly Skaven demon is within range of a friendly non-hero Skaven infantry unit. The Skaven demon has a ward 4 up, and then it's got the same thing as once you make a successful ward roll, it takes it off the demon unit or the Skaven infantry unit. I actually like this. I don't think it's that bad. You put
Yeah,
this.
I don't think it's that bad either.
The Vermin Lords are all demons, right?
Yeah, all the Vermin Lords are demons, and it just makes them really hard to kill.
Yes, I like this. Okay, so gives a Vermin only a +1 to current ward. I don't know, man. 4 ward is real good.
You could say you have a 5-up ward, and so now they have a 4-up ward.
I see. If this was Henry, I see why he might have put this really low, but I definitely don't think it's an F.
No, I C. Like
It's C plus for me. I think it's still really good.
you take I fought so many Vermin Lords, and those bastards are so hard to kill.
And they do so much damage.
Yes,
They do so much
and
damage.
now you're saying that
They put a
oh
4 board.
I'm going to put some random Skaven clan rats next to them,
Which
and
are
now
going to
they're
come back after they get the war. After
even
they do the war.
harder to kill.
And the
And
clan rats are
also,
just coming back at the end of the turn.
yeah, and like I've seen Vermin Lord just heal at the end of the turn, anyways.
Oh yeah, not wrong. Yeah, I think it's better than that. You have to again. Are you taking this over something else? Like
That's where it comes down to. You're going to be taking the next thing on this
yes,
list.
Gathering of the Clans. So I'm just gonna assume Henry did this. Henry loves this
Yes.
one. Once per turn, you declared a redeploy command for a friendly Skaven unit. Oh man, this is crazy. Pick up to 2 other friendly Skaven units that are not in combat and are wholly within 13 of the unit using the redeploy command. Each target must have at least one of the following keywords: Verminous, Scryer, Molder, Pestilence, or Eshin. After that,
But super easy.
Yep, obviously. After that redeploy command has been resolved, each of the targets can immediately use the redeploy command in any order of your choice without command points being spent. Hey, can we get some more movement shenanigans for Skaven, please?
Oh no. 2 more free redeploys?
Jesus. after already you have claw steps, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy good.
I fought against this thing. It's just like, oh my god, there's so much movement everywhere.
Yeah, this can deny so many like charges and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is really good.
You move one unit back, you move another movement to the side to block, you move all of your art, and just for free, you move all of your
Like
ranged guys some distance away. You know, for free, let's just go ahead and move them closer for next turn.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I would agree. S tier probably. At the very least A plus. There's like it's really good. It's really
Yeah.
good.
What would other people take instead of this?
Again, you're asking the wrong guy. I've only played the Army of Renown,
Okay.
so
The
I
other
don't.
one is the molder, being able to give boost to molder.
Yeah,
Um,
there's the
n-
Scryer one where it's the D. Ooh, is that the Scryer one?
yeah, the scryer one is you buff shooting. Molders where you
Yeah,
just buff the melee.
right, and they get the ward potentially.
And then the other one is buff verminous units.
I think it depends
Uh,
on what you're playing, right? Like if you're,
the thing is,
I
I
don't
still
know,
see the
maybe
molder
not.
one being very useful, and I still see the scryer one being very useful.
It's tough. That's a tough one.
I don't think it's S. I think it's A.
Okay. I think it's really good. I still think it's really good.
I think it's really good.
Heroic traits. A, B, and a C here. So, Devious Underling gives Clan Rat Spam Ward. Okay, so this. Pick a friendly Skaven hero on the battlefield with a health characteristic that equals or exceeds the health characteristic to be the target. That equals or exceeds the unit's health.
So
Okay,
you put it
alright,
on a
okay.
really weak hero,
Yep.
and then as long as there's another hero that you chose at the beginning of the game that has higher health, you get these benefits. While they're alive, infantry units, Skaven infantry, you have a
Oh,
6-up
yeah.
ward, which is like, oh, most of the things in their army,
Yep.
they now have a 6-up ward. And when that big guy dies, oh, all of your infantry units now get +2 to charge while they're holding
Okay.
within 13.
I do remember this. I remember Vince Ventrella talking about this. He basically ran this with a the assassin dude, and he basically just yeets him into the middle of the board and just tries to kill something. And if it doesn't work, then all of his other stuff just gets +2 charge.
Yeah,
It's pretty cool. It's pretty
it's
cool.
super easy to get, and no matter what, you get a bonus.
Yeah, pretty good. I like it. I like that one.
Yeah, you're gonna take this.
Yeah.
Like it's great.
Flesh Meddler, your pick a friendly molder unit with wholly within 13 inches of this unit to be the target. Pick one of the target melee weapons. Gets +1 to rend for the rest of the turn. Okay,
It's a free one of your molder units gets +1 rend, and it's
not
not on
bad.
a hero. You just choose any molder, so it could be hero, or it
Could
could
be
be
a
all
Hell
your
Pit.
red
It
ogres.
could be Brood Terror. It could be a bunch of those.
You're probably going to put it on red ogres.
I'm putting this on the Hell Pit. But I'm also Savage. So then Pit Tinkerer, Henry did not like. Niche only for Doomwheel spam. Oh yeah, this is the. It adds one of the mortal damage for Whirling
Okay,
Doom. Or
it
Rolling
is
Doom.
very niche. It is for only Doomwheel spam. But you know how much fun it would be to have this in a Doomwheel spam?
Sure.
That's crazy. I
And
would
don't,
love
dude,
playing this.
don't. Can you get Doom Wheels back?
I don't think so. No, I think they're war machines, not infantry.
Oh, you're right. They
But
are.
you just get a whole bunch of Doom Wheels. You throw them forward. It's now more consistent that they'll go forward, and they do more damage.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. Doom Wheel. Yeah, but do you really need that? Doom Wheels already do so much damage.
So what's the problem?
Yeah, okay, I guess. I guess Doom Wheel spam. It's very niche, like Henry said, very niche.
I think this is the funnest one out of all of them.
It's fine.
Have I told you our plan for a Skaven Doomwheel army?
No.
Where we got a whole bunch of clan rats, and we also bought a whole bunch of like Tonka toy trucks, and we're just going to
Oh
put
my
them like
gosh.
monster
On a
trucks with
base.
rats on them.
Nice, nice. When I think of a Doom Wheel, I know it sounds stupid, but I'm a Star Wars fan. I think of the wow, my cat. I'm spacing the name of it.
Droideka?
Yeah, the thing. It's the thing that Grievous uses.
Oh, okay.
It's not the Droidka. It's not.
I
No,
know what you're talking
it's
about.
the little
I don't know
spinning
what it's called.
vehicle.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called though.
Whenever I think of Doom Wheel, that's what I think of. I just think of him riding that.
So you're saying we need an army of a whole bunch of General Grievouses on those
Yes,
vehicles?
yes. Now we're talking.
Okay.
3D print that bad boy.
All right. All right.
All right. So let's go to the War Scrolls. I am. I
This screaming
am
this screaming
offended.
spell.
Okay, first off, Grey Seer and Screaming Bell, definitely an A+. Agreed. The Brute
Uh-huh,
Terror, a
uh-huh,
B+.
uh-huh.
Disagree. Wholeheartedly disagree. But anyway, the Grey Seer on Screaming Bell is infinitely better.
Holy cow, is this thing so good?
It's so much better than what it used to be.
You build entire lists just around the Screaming Bell
Yep.
because it's all right. It has 3 abilities. The first one, every odd round, everyone within 13 inches gets +2 inch to their move.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Every even round, everyone within 13 inches -1 to hit them. That's just a
And
passive.
and it's Skaven. There's no wordage for this. It's just
No.
Skaven units.
So first round, when you need to move, you have +2 inch move. Second round, when you're probably going to get hit,
-1 to
you
hit.
have -1 to hit.
Yep. Hold within 13 of the unit. Pretty good.
And then its spell, you're a Nahul.
Yeah, which is awesome.
What-
Literally awesome.
Pretty good. You now have a mobile Nahul.
Yep.
All right. There you go.
And then, if it wasn't good enough, once per turn, end of any turn, each friendly Skaven unit wholly within 13 just heals D3.
Oh no, we have more healing
It's
just
so good,
for
man.
free.
How many more points is this compared to the old one?
I don't know, but it's also a double spellcaster with a 5-up ward.
It's still 15 wounds, 4-up. You said 5-up wound, 4-up, 5-up.
Yeah,
Dude,
this thing's so hard to kill. Buffs your entire army with no
thing-
like keyword restrictions.
you'll never take the other one. You're always gonna take this one.
There's no reason to take the other one. Just take this thing in every list.
All right, now the Brute Terror.
All right, sell me on it.
I am not a fan of it. Okay, you know what? Before I say anything, I should specify that I've been playing a lot with the Menagerie.
Okay.
And with Hell Pits is a fucking riot. It's an absolute riot. So I really do wish that we could take both of them. I know they're too good, but essentially the Brute Terror, the difference between both of them, they still get the heal D6, which is still really good. The old Brute Terror isn't. I think it's not as good on shooting, if I remember correctly, or if it doesn't have a shooting attack. I don't remember.
It had a shooting attack. I remember.
Is it the
that
same
much.
one? Maybe it is the same one. Regardless, the old Brute Terror was subtract 1 from hit rolls on a 2-up within 6 inches, which is still really good ability. It's just -1 to hit within 6 inches. Just that's all it is. It's still on a roll. But the new Brute Terror, especially if you're taking like heavy molder. Now this doesn't work on this does not work on Storm Fiends because that's being non-scryer. But basically, you subtract 1 from its worst attack, which has 5 attacks, 4s, 1 rend, 2 damage. You subtract each attack, and for each one that you subtract, another non-scryer molder unit gets +1 to hit for the rest of the phase. So there's no rolling; you just give it out. So now your Hell Pits are now on 3s, which this is what I use it on.
Or rat ogres.
Rat ogres, yep, also really really good. Because now they're on 3s, -1, 2 damage, I think.
Yeah.
So really, really good. There's no roll.
So
have to be
the-
within 12 inches.
Only change in its characteristics is that the bladed limbs have 2 more attacks.
Okay, sure. So
That is the only change between this one and the other one.
and this new one is 10 points cheaper.
It's 20 points cheaper.
20 points cheaper. My bad. Sorry. That's the reason my Menagerie list went down like crazy.
If you're going a molder list, just take one of these and it buffs everything. It buffs all your molder guys.
My Menagerie list is 3 Hell Pits, 2 of the new Brute Terrors, 6 Rat Ogres, 3 Master Molders, and Thankful. So it's
I can see that.
It's a lot of fun. It's a riot to run. I don't know how competitive it is, but it's a lot.
It's
of
fun, and that's all that matters.
So I would give the Brute Terror at least A-, but who am I?
B.
Yeah, okay, I know. I'm just playing skew lists. All right, let's go into Slaves to Darkness. This is kind of Here's the thing: Slaves of Darkness doesn't really need anything, so this doesn't really affect them a whole lot.
Yeah, which is fairly weird, but it happens.
Did I do this? I think I did this. Yes, I did do this because I remember the Dark Oath one. Okay, so they got 2 battle formations, 3 artifacts, and 1 war scroll.
Okay.
So Chaos Horde, pick a friendly warriors of Chaos unit, then pick up to 2 Dark Oath units that do not have a pledge, and they basically get the same pledge as that. Really good. This is really good.
Do you take this instead of the Dark Oath one though?
What's the Dark Oath one?
Isn't that the one where you can bring back dead Dark Oath
Oh,
units?
for a command point.
Uh,
This year, so you are going to use that other one, the reinforcement one, if you're taking straight Dark Oath. This you're going to do if you're going to combine them.
and it's not a command point; it's just on a 3-up.
Oh, sorry, it's on a 3-up. You're right. It's on a command point. It's a 3-up. So again, if you're taking straight Dark Oath and you're going like heavy Dark Oath, then you take the 3-up. Otherwise, if you kind of split and like take some chaff and whatnot, you're going to take this one. I think it's good. I think it's really good.
If you're doing a mixed list, I could see the Chaos Horde. If you're doing Dark Oath, do the other one.
Correct. Yep.
Because as it says, don't sleep on Dark Oath. Dark Oath can actually be pretty scary.
Yep. Good old Dan running a bunch of Dark Oath. He wins more than you would think.
Yes.
They are much better than you would think on paper for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one is basically just Hero Hammer. Anything that's non-monster gets +2 to attacks. It's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's just not much you're going to use for this. Like Exalted Heroes and...
I would say Dark Oath hero spam, but the other Dark Oath stuff is better.
Yeah, agreed. Artifacts, Amulet of Chaos, I said was fine. Pick a visible enemy within 12 inches. Then you pick a friendly Dark Oath infantry in combat with the enemy unit. On a 2-up, it's just doing damage, and then you can return a number of slain models equal to the roll. The thing is most of the time your Dark Oath are dead anyway, so it's fine.
It's the same thing as like the Zangor Shaman. It has the same ability, except you're bringing back less wounds, and you can't spam this since you can only ever have one.
It's on a 3-up too, or it's on a 2-up D3, which is
It's okay. If you're doing Dark Oath, I guess take this.
I guess I don't.
Or you just take the next one.
I don't like the next one either. The Varnite's Shackle is a pass for me. Friendly non-warriors of chaos. Slave Darkness units have a ward 6.
Dark Oath army. You can give your entire Dark Oath 6-up ward.
Sure.
Or everyone within 12 inches.
Sure.
Like,
I don't like
that's
it.
That's what you take it for.
I just don't. I'm not going to put a lot of investment on a 6-up ward. That's just my feeling. But that's just me.
Well, you obviously don't play enough death. So
It's true. True.
I could see the use of this, but yeah, it's only if you're playing like an all Dark Oath.
I like the next one. I think it's neat and it's fun. So passive artifact of power. If a friendly Slaves of Darkness hero with any Dark Apotheosis points is destroyed, give this unit 8 Dark Apotheosis points, which then means you can get 8 Demon Prints.
So if you have a really, really cheap hero, just give them this, and then you're probably going to get a
and you just
a Demon Prince just immediately.
And you just get your Demon Prince, which is cool.
Yeah, you know what? Fair.
I like this one. I think I like this one more than any other artifacts. I don't remember Slaves of Darkness having good command traits or artifacts.
No, it's all about their banners.
Yeah. Their banners are still really good. Slaves of Darkness is still really good.
Yeah. We haven't found that many good things, but the thing is, they already have really good things.
They don't need this in order to be still really competitive. And then they got a new Abraxia scroll. I don't know too much about this. I know it's essentially a more generalized war scroll than kind of running it with Vanguard. Like, you don't really need to run this with Vanguard. This is kind of its own scroll, whereas the old one, you wanted to run with a bunch of Vanguard. This one, you don't have to.
Yeah, this one, it supports a lot more types of units.
Correct.
A lot better.
Yep. Let's see. The charge phase, rampage. Pick an enemy within 1 inch, inflict D3 mortal, then roll 2d6, and it's essentially the same thing as a monster truck.
It's also really good at taking objectives. Like,
Yes.
really good at taking
Because
objectives.
it does, at the end of the turn, you can pick an enemy that had any damage points allocated to it by this unit's attacks, and the target has a maximum control score of 1, which is pretty wild.
It's going to be hilarious that you run up to a Mega Gargant, you tap its toes a little bit, and
That's
it's
kinda
really hard to
crazy.
it's really hard to kill you because you have a 3-up save with a 5-up ward, and then suddenly the Mega Gargant can't get your objective for a turn.
Yep, pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And then the last thing it has is your combat phase. Pick a friendly non-unique Slaves of Darkness unit within 12 inches, or within 12 inches, that does not have a pledge. For the rest of the turn, add one of the rend characteristics of melee weapons used by that target, while they are contesting an objective you do not control.
Yeah. The biggest thing is that does not have a pledge, and it's only during your turn. You have to plan for it.
True, you do have to plan for it. Yep.
It means that you could take, if you're planning to take multiple units like that first turn, it's actually really good because you just super buff one with a pledge, and then you leave the other one isn't just defenseless with no buffs.
Yeah.
They still get something.
Yep. So it's good. Again, you're going to use the old Abraxia if you're playing a lot of Vanguard, potentially. You're going to take this new one if you're not. That's how I see it.
Yeah, agreed.
So, all right. That's it. That's all I got for Chaos. Again, some better than others. I think Chaos in general got a pretty good variety of stuff.
Skaven got really well. Nurgle got really well.
Yeah. So
Slaanesh, it filled in some of the things that they were missing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Other than that, I think. But so we did the Order one. Which one do you like more, Order or the Chaos?
Order. Order filled in more holes, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, a lot of times with these ones, it's also because they have more factions. A lot of times with these ones, like Slaves of Darkness, like, all right, it's nice, but they didn't really need it. They didn't really gain too much from it.
Yeah.
Like Tzeentch added a whole different type of play style. Blades of Khorne, like they got some stuff,
okay.
but you're just gonna use the stuff that you did old. Slaanesh, like they gained a really good war scroll and
pretty
heroic
decent traits. Yeah, some
yeah,
good
they actually got heroic traits.
Yeah, they actually got ones that you're actually going to use instead of just not taking anything.
Yeah, Skaven just got straight buffed all around, which is great.
Did I also mention in the new GHB, Skaven went down like crazy for points?
Oh my gosh,
like
they're so cheap,
dude. My
it's
lists
so
went down
scary.
like 120 points.
God, wow,
it's crazy. Because beforehand I was running 3 Hell Pits.
Mm-hmm.
Or no, I was running 3 Brute Terrors. I took out a Brute Terror and I put a reinforced pack of Rat Ogres in with another Master Molder, and it was just like free. This is wild. Really good. So yeah, so I think you're right. I think maybe Order might have got better ones, but
because I just think of it in like and now I'm like the Pontifex. The Pontifex is huge. Like it completely changes like the way that they can do things.
The KO gun haulers, pretty cool change.
Yeah. It might just be because Order is just bigger that I think that they got more and like better stuff, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. That's it for Chaos. We are going to turn around and just head straight into the Destruction ones. But that will be on a different show, so you'll have to wait for that one. But we're going to jump straight into Destruction and see how they fare out. Anything else, Camaron, before we get into it?
No, we're going up to Destruction, which I think they got some really nice stuff.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you on the next show. Until then, we will catch you later.
Bye-bye.